We had, let me say that we had, in terms of process, we had at least 3 meetings, very comprehensive one, including the holiday. And I'm very proud that the team really worked hard, and the team is composed of the following. This is an emerging list, in as much as many still would want to be part of the Inland Group. But going back, sa una pa lamang, we had a debate whether we will include similar to the previous group, ito ba ay UPFP Center or hindi? Pangalawa ay, will it be only confined to study center? So for the meantime, we just place a Center for Integrated Natural Resource Management and Natural Resources and Environmental Management. So let me just provide a very brief context for us to have an appreciation of what INREM or the proposed INREM Center is all about. Of course, as previously mentioned, itong grupo nito was just, I believe, reinvigoration of the previous group, which was then chaired by the former dean and now Chancellor Rex Victor Cruz, yung BN group na po doon. And in fact, noong time yun, and in fact, we made use of their working paper as an input to what we have now. So, in terms of context, we were saying that a healthy ecosystem and natural resources, ideally, based on the only global assessment, which is the Millennium Ecosystem Assessment of 2006, is concerned, talks about a number of goods and services ranging from what we call as provisioning services, food, fiber, genetic resources, biochemicals, fresh water, and so on, to what we call as regulating services, to cultural services, and finally, supporting services. So, I think this is one of the more comprehensive putting together of the different goods and services provided by biodiversity and ecosystems and natural resources in general. And it's also worth mentioning the fact that of the different natural resource and ecosystem services, UPLB has a niche on many of the different biodiversity, ecosystem, and natural resources, as indicated in the first column here. I apologize for the very tiny, almost hindi makita na naman. Ang sinasabi lang po dito ay yung pinakataas ay forest, pangalawa ay going down dito sa may ano dito is forest, then dryland. Then we talk about inland, coastal, marine, island, mountain, and yung pinakababa ay polar. Except for the polar one, at the global level, then we practically, or many of the colleges are actually operating or doing their research on many of these different types of ecosystem. But at the same time, it's worth mentioning that many of these ecosystems are currently under threat, and of course, we don't need to elaborate on that, ranging from a number of drivers. Habitat change is what is indicated here. This is climate change. Yung sumunod ay invasive species. This one is overexploitation. And the last one is actually related to pollution. The different colors here talks about the darkest one reflecting to the greatest threat, different levels of threat as far as ecosystem is concerned. I stole this slide from the Chancellor in his presentation, with your acknowledgement. In essence, we are really dealing with interconnected resources and services. So that's our point of departure here. We are talking about, again, the different, these are indirect drivers, these are direct drivers, these are the different services, and then the different changes in the ecosystem, and this one referring to the different services as earlier presented, such as provisioning, regulating, cultural services, and supporting services. Again, we apologize, it's not very, our projector is not very sharp. But at the same time, we are also dealing with interconnected problems and concerns. Again, this is highlighted, this one is more on the forestry one, but problems are interconnected as shown by the different arrows here, ranging from weak policies and governance on the one hand, to other interrelated problems. We have climate change, deforestation, increased welfare, income and welfare losses, and so on and so forth. So the key thing really is, in as much as we have interconnected problems and concerns, we also need integrated solutions. So, yun lang po naman ang the thing that we are trying to drive out at. So if the previous one is what we call a problem tree, then we also need an integrated solution across different ecosystems to deal with the interconnected and complicated and very dynamic problems as far as natural resources and the environment is concerned. So therefore, again, this is just an initial attempt to synthesize many of these problems. We are looking at the potential of an in-REM approach in terms of integrated analysis and solution to interconnected problems and concerns, as well as integrated management of interconnected resources and ecosystems. So that's the overarching approach, which we believe is a point of departure to what we are already doing at present. We recognize that we are doing a lot about environment and natural resources, but we see that the point of departure as far as in-REM is concerned is we analyze situation in an integrated manner and provide integrated solution to a very dynamic and interconnected problems and concerns, and offer appropriate management interventions in order to address those problems and promote a more sustainable environment and natural resource management. So initially we are talking about key foundations is physical and area integration. Because we are talking about integrated natural resource environmental management, we also see this as a potential for sectoral integration. And in fact, the government is started with that. It's talking about convergence programs of the government. So we also talk about institutional integration, putting our heads together, our acts together from different units of the university and outside that of the university. Again, in order to address an integrated problems and interconnected problems, and also disciplinary integration. So the way we are operating right now, just to illustrate many of this, and we are doing this currently already in many of the projects that we have, is looking at this, again, it's not very clear from the slide, is we are looking at Upland-Lowland coastal continuum, for instance, as an approach to tackle many of these interconnected issues and concerns. So, up there is what we call upland resource and stakeholders. This one is lowland resources and stakeholder. This is coastal resources and stakeholders, or if you want to include even marine. Although at the moment we did not include it, but we can also include that. And really looking at the entire landscape as an area of analysis and integration, looking at complex and interconnected problems and offering a solution which is science-based in order tapping the expertise and participation of the different stakeholders and approaching it in an interdisciplinary manner in order to offer a solution to environment and natural resource degradation, which again impacts on the other areas that we have identified earlier. As Dean Doming has mentioned earlier, even food security, so whatever happens on the environment and natural resource system would have its impact on the other dimensions, probably including energy and so on. So looking at this on this particular perspective, so this we believe provides the context for the INREM, and hence our vision is a world-class interdisciplinary national center for excellence in integrated natural resource and environmental management towards sustainable development. So that's what the group has come up with as far as the vision is concerned. We have 4 related mission statements, starting with we want to develop expertise in INREM in different academic and RDE institutions. So again, bear in mind that we are a national center. We want to develop expertise not only within UPLB, but in other academic and RDE institutions as well. Connected with this, or strongly linked with this, is to facilitate the mainstreaming of INREM, again, in different academic and RDE institutions. So we want to see that INREM be mainstreamed in many of the programs and projects and activities, also of the different academic and RDE institutions. The third is to enhance capacity among policymakers and resource managers on INREM. This is along the lines of policy making and particularly capacity development on policy and natural resource management. And finally, to educate and engage the general public on INREM related issues and concerns. So we have specific mission directed towards policymakers and resource managers, but also directed towards the general public, referring to other stakeholders as well, because we believe that many of them are part of the problem, but also can be part of the solution. So we have, in relation to this, identified the 6 complementary objectives, which defines the different programs and activities that are listed in your handout. The first one is to develop an INREM RDE agenda and framework. Second is to demonstrate INREM from theory to practice. Third is to develop public education and communication and on INREM issues and concerns. The fourth one is to enhance capacity building. Fifth one is to develop in-REM information system, and the last one is to implement monitoring and evaluation system for all in-REM programs. Again, the last one is we want to avoid the limitations of the previous initiatives in terms of sustaining the whole operation of this center. So we believe that one of the objectives should be a continuous improvement, but at the same time monitoring and evaluation of the different programs that have been identified and to be identified by the center. So let me deal a bit more on details on the different programs that are supportive of the different objectives. As far as objective number 1, in terms of developing in-REM RDE agenda and framework, we have the program on agenda and framework development, and with the expected outputs of publishing paper on in-REM RDE agenda, as well as on framework, methodologies, and tools. As we develop the agenda, we believe that together with it is a continuous examination and development of the in-REM framework itself. We also believe that methodologies and tools for in-REM can be continuously developed and enhanced, and therefore that's one of the many expected outputs that we have for objective number 1. Number 2 is to demonstrate in-REM from theory to practice. And in here, we want to really focus on what we call as demonstration science. We call the different programs collaborative research programs. And again, we are not starting from scratch here. We know that the group of the Chancellor has its network of watershed learning sites all over the country. But if we examine the external review of UPLD, one of the highlights in the external review says that one of the strategic position that we have is along the lines of the Makiling Laguna Bay source of ecosystem and so on. And yet we have not mainstreamed that, and therefore we believe that a collaborative research program on several watersheds of Makiling Laguna Lake is of paramount or urgent importance as of the moment. But we also believe that in order to look at the other models as well, so for the meantime, we are proposing that we also have what we call as the REINA, Real Infanta Nakar Integrated Studies, on the other side of the Pacific, because this one feeds into the lake, but the other one feeds into the Pacific. So that includes not only marine, but both coastal and probably marine ecosystem. Without, of course, necessarily neglecting the fact that we have also small island studies that we can commence with, but if for purposes of priority, we were thinking of starting with 2 general programs or collaborative research programs on-site ito, where we put instrumentation, monitoring, and so on. And again, we believe that some of the projects have put some instruments already, but at the same time, integrate many of our works on these areas. No? So among the expected outputs that we have include the synthesis of current UPLD-based research and publications through a UPLD-wide conference, and for purposes of impact for the 1 million pesos that will be initially provided, and again, we'll go back to this later. We think it appropriate that we can actually shoot several birds at one shot by holding, similar to the others probably, a national, I don't know if it's international, but for the meantime, we're thinking of a national conference on INREM, focusing particularly first on Makiling Laguna de Bay, but at the same time, we'll synthesize all the body of knowledge that has been studies that has been conducted on these particular areas that will also provide opportunities for current pressing issues on Makiling and Laguna de Bay, together with the different stakeholders, but at the same time will enable us to synthesize all the available tools and methods. So this is one conference with several things that we are able to achieve a number of our objectives. But at the same time, as I was mentioning, they are coming up or identifying a specific learning site or demonstration site within the Laguna, Mount Makiling Laguna de Bay ecosystem. Area-based synthesis of R&D, we have mentioned this, identification of information gaps, area-based RDE framework and agenda, policy briefs, and policy fora, with LGUs, policymakers, and other stakeholders are among the different expected outputs from this particular objective. The third objective on developing public education and communication programs on INREM issues and concerns include the following programs. One is communication program for stakeholders. The second one is public education program, where we intend to coordinate with DepEd on developing curricular programs with INREM. We are looking at K-12 also as an opportunity to integrate some of the INREM related issues and concerns, and probably even methods for integration under the DepEd. Mainstream in INREM perspective in radio, TV, and print media, organized training in support of educating the general public on INREM. And of course, we have the following expected outputs: communication plan, various multimedia materials, learning platforms, so kasama na po dyan yung sinasabi kanina ng mga portals and so on. Different INREM modules to be recommended to DepEd academic institutions, including NSTP and Pahinumod, including webinars, are among the different expected outputs. For the fourth objective, to enhance capacity building of different stakeholders, we have the following: training needs assessment of various stakeholders, conducting of training programs on INREM, student resource managers, NGOs, internship programs. Again, we are looking at Mount Makiling and Reyna and whatever small islands ecosystems that will be identified to conduct all of these other programs. So talagang this is a big demonstration site that illustrates our knowledge base, but also our application of INREM on a number of pressing problems and concerns. Also, we believe that there is great opportunity for technical assistance program as far as INREM is concerned. There's a lot of government agencies and private and civil society which are approaching us for this type of technical assistance, so we can also build our capacity in terms of working together for providing technical assistance as far as INREN-related concerns, irrigation INREN-related concerns. So we hope that some of our expected output will include training modules and manuals for various stakeholders. Again, for purposes of institutionalization and regulation and promotion, we don't want to stop at training modules. We want to come up with manuals as far as different training programs are concerned. Train students, resource managers, and other stakeholders. But we also hope to have a network of INREN experts. As we build institutions, both academic and RD institutions of INREN, and as we capacitate different stakeholders, we hope that we can build network of INREN experts who can work with us in terms of advancing both the body of knowledge and practice of INREN, not primarily in the country, but also even in the ASEAN region. The fifth objective or fourth is to develop INREN information systems. So we believe that this is also very important. Again, in terms of building our knowledge base, in terms of managing our information, as far as INREN is concerned, so database and online information systems. So this is where the website and the different portals also fits in very well. But at the same time, we want to highlight the fact that this should be accessible to the public for purposes of informed decision making of the different stakeholders. So not just there for appreciation and so on, but hopefully this will serve as really a venue where more science-based decision making in relation to INREN concerns will be really mainstream in different institutions as we build and share our database or our information system. And the last one, of course, is to implement an M&E system for all INREN programs, as I have mentioned already. We want to create and get as much feedback as possible from the different stakeholders. So we want that this center be a very dynamic one, responding to changing needs and challenges on the natural resource and ecosystem arena. And the way to do that is to create a more enabling environment where feedback from the different stakeholders are taken, but at the same time we have an internal monitoring and evaluation system to ensure that we are not only abreast with the changes and challenges of the time, but at the same time we are not stuck and continue to grow as a center. So we hope to have an operationalized and workable M&S system in order to take that into account. Finally, just like the other groups, we believe that 1 million is a seed fund. So of the 6 different objectives with strategic programs and projects that we have identified, it will run to several millions. But for the meantime, we just propose here a budget allocation of 1/3 already devoted to personal services. That's just for 1 euro within a year. And then 50% of the fund, for purposes again of impact, we want to allocate in an in-ramp conference on Makiling Laguna Lake landscape. Again, I want to highlight the fact that this is trying to achieve a number of objectives simultaneously, from research agenda to methodologies to framework to consolidation of the different initial knowledge that we have, to the involvement of the different stakeholders, so that we can be a recognized center and demonstrate on the ground what we mean by in-ramp. This is the initial kick-off program or activity that we have envisioned to do. We have not yet specifically discussed when and where, but it will be very soon. And hope that coming from it are certain publications, including, again, that research agenda and framework, different tools and so on, that we intend to achieve from this conference. So I think that in brief is what in-ramp is all about. And again, with due recognition of the working paper that we use, the previous in-ramp group that was created by the former Chancellor Velasco, whose output we use as a working paper in order to, in a way, work on our priority programs. So, marami pong salamat at again, handang-handa na po ang aking mga kabrupo na sumagot sa inyong mga katanungan.